My E85 Z4 headlights have ceased to exist, so today I'm going to attempt to rectify that, and I also made a catastrophic error, and I am going to share that with you so you don't hold the same fate. So I'm not really mechanically bright, and what I essentially did was I bought some H7 bulbs for my Z4 thinking they were the correct bulbs for my car, and essentially they were the wrong ones. But so you can avoid this, I will tell you some of the things you can look out for to avoid this really bad error. You see, my lights have been blue, and I also thought they were an aftermarket addition to the car, but you can see here that the bulb looks different compared to a halogen, and it actually says, if you get in really close, D2S, which is, I believe, a Xenon name, and the H7, obviously, which is imprinted here, is for like the fog light or something. So yeah, it's basically a D2S is what you're looking for, and that's one of the things that can give it away. Another way to distinguish that you've got Xenons is if you come here, there would be another scroller for your like headlight adjuster, and that is on halogen cars or H7 cars, whereas my Xenon does not have it, which means it is a Xenon car. Another thing to give it away is if you pop the bonnet, there is something I can show you. So this is the next thing, which is probably the most clearest thing to look out for, is this. This is a warning, and it is for the Xenon cars only, because I guess it's a very high output light, I'm not too sure, but this is on Xenon only cars. So this is one of the easiest ways to find out if you have Xenons or not. So yeah, there is a dedicated post on some forums that I can attach to the description, which goes more in depth to kind of distinguish whether you have H7 or Xenon lights. So I'll attach that, but essentially, yeah, these are probably the three main things to kind of look out for. Right, so the tools that you'll need for this job, well, I tried a screwdriver to get these plastic tabs off, but I found it far too claustrophobic and fiddly because it's such a tight space to work in. So I used a 10p coin, and it is far superior, so I'd recommend using this to get these black tabs off. So let's get a start, shall we? Right, so remember, it's lefty loosey, and then it comes off. It's just such an awkward angle. Ah, yes, finally, it came off. And then there are two slidey parts that go over there, and you simply just slide it off. Right, so next step is to get inside here, and as you can see there's a metal bar above this plastic cover, and then you got to take off this metal plastic bar off this little section here, and there's also one up here, so you got to take them off, and then you can access inside the light housing. Right, so if you just, I think he's pulled out, you can hear like a very satisfying click, and right, this stick's a bit welly. Oh. And then it is loose, it is loose. That is fantastic news, and this is quite a fiddly area. I cannot conceive of, in the mind of what persuaded that person to think that this was an appropriate way to design a light cluster. What a dim idea. I previously owned a Volvo S80 V8, and to simply gain access to the lights, what to do was open up the engine bay, pull out these two metal bars, and then voila, it opens, and you can gain access to your lights. What a superb piece of ingenuity. What was wrong with doing something like that? Okay, well, I just got the cover off of my lights, and it took a bit of meandering, but eventually it comes out. But unfortunately, it is an absolute pain to get back in from what I've seen on the internet. Now, I don't think the seals are that bad around here, so I don't know if that's what's caused the lights to go out, or because it's just done 20 years of service plus 1,000 miles of light service. I don't know if that's why they've gone, but to me, that looks like the gasket, as it's called, is in pretty fine fettle. Right, so if we look here, it says open and close. So if we twist it to the left, twist it to the left. Ah, okay. Take off this little retaining clip. Please don't fall. That's good. And then that just comes out. Is there a wire holding it in? Oh, it just slotted out. Ah, okay. And I believe there is 2 pincer things, which then releases the light. Ah! That's it. I have a light in my hand. And that is the light, in essence, which is gone. And it looks a bit cloudy inside. Right, so let's get my workbench. I'm using my Mercedes as my workbench, and I'm sorry that is so dirty, but it is winter and it is my kind of run around at the moment, whilst my Z4's got no lights. And here are the new ones, and let's get it open and compare to see what the condition is like compared to the old one. Okay, so here is the old one. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it looks cloudy and a bit weird inside. Maybe that's just the way it's meant to look. And then if we look at the new one, it looks a little less cloudy. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe that's what it's meant to look like. But that one, the old one looks cloudy. The new one looks mighty fine. Let's get it installed. So right, I have the bulb here, and I don't know anything about lights, but apparently you're not meant to touch the glass because it can contaminate it or make it not work. So yeah, this metal rod at the bottom, meant to go at the bottom, and then this little cutout, if you see it dead on, there's a little cutout at the top, needs to go in at the top, essentially. So we just put our hands in here, and then slide it in. I can't see anything. Oh, it's such a silly design. Is that in? Or is that not in? I can't tell. So now we need to get these pins back in their places. Wherever they... So there's one... No? Aha! So you push in and then out. So yeah, I'll show you guys again how to do it, because I was spending ages trying to figure it out. So you basically pull one in and push up again. Pull one in and then push up again, and then it's locked. Right. Then we need to get this big metal piece, slide it on. Obviously it was on straight, so open. So just put it on like that. Yes! And then put the connector back in. Oh, this is such a squeeze. It's just impossible. This is just ridiculous. Ah, dear me. Come on. Connector goes. Does it go right at the back? Ah, yes. That was a click. Right, and then put this retaining thing on. That just stays there. Right, getting that connection at the end. I mean, I don't actually know if that's the fiddly part yet, because this has got to go back on as well. But the connection part, faff, F-A-F. And yeah, if you've got small hands, you definitely will benefit. Right, so the light is now fitted. It is now time to find out whether it actually works and if this has actually fixed it, if it actually was a bulb out rather than it being a wiring issue. Right, so moment of truth. So take it out of gear, turn that on to full beam. Please say this, but please, 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 please. Oh! I've actually mended something. Holy moly! It's actually working, and it looks so much brighter. Let's now do the other one. Before I actually do that though, I need to still get that on. I need to get that back on my light cluster, so that's going to be quite fun. So I will do that, and then I'll get the other light on, and then hopefully we should have a pair of working lights. So essentially all I've got to do now is put everything back together in reverse. However, these black plastic covers are relentless and tenacious and do not like to go back in, so this will be a challenge. Right, so I'm now finally finished putting the plastic cover back over the light cluster, and good gracious me, it is one hell of a mammoth and fiddly task. It is monumentally difficult to get it back into place. It is basically just try and error and try as many angles as you can, and eventually you will find your luck and get the sweet spot. I'm immensely thirsty right now after all that hard work. This is no sponsor by Anglian Water. Okay, I've just now began the second line. I'm making cracking progress on it very quickly. However, I just took out a light bulb and it's split in half. Is that normal? Right, I've just now done the second one, and I did it a bit of a different way, but it was much easier and much quicker. So if this works, I'm going to talk you through it, how I did it, but essentially if this works, this is going to blow my mind. So clutch in, put into manual, full lights on. Right. Oh God, I'm so nervous. Please say this worked. Please say this worked. And if this actually works, this is going to help a lot of you guys out if you ever need to change your Xenons. Oh my God, holy moly, it actually worked. No way. I've got fully working lights again, and that took me literally no time whatsoever. I am beyond flabbergasted with that. Let me turn my engine off and let me talk you through it. So let me talk you exactly what I did. So you see this plastic cover here, when you take off those metal clips, I basically took that back, but I kind of left it on a hinge, so you have to take it out of that really awkward corner. So that saves you a lot of time. So then all you want to do after that is do the normal process, put the new light in, but instead of putting the connection in after you put in this, where is it, that metal box, instead of putting the connection in afterwards and trying to find it, you saw before it was really difficult, you can connect it before you put it back on. So connect it into the box and then put the box back on into its fixing. And then it saves you the hassle of having to locate the connection in a really tight space. You can connect it before. Well, there you go then, that's mission accomplished. I have now successfully installed the two Osram Xenon lights, and I highly recommend you use the last method I just showed you. That was so much easier and faster than it literally took me about 5 minutes. I'm not even lying. And the first one took me, probably because I was filming as well, but it probably took me the best part of half an hour, if not more. So I highly recommend that. Please do leave a like if you have enjoyed this and if it's helped you. It really does help my channel a lot, especially a smaller channel like mine. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please do, because there'll be plenty more Z4 content and Mercedes C63 stuff as well. The next thing I'm going to be tackling is the roof, because it's a bit intermittent, and I've got plenty of comments that have given me suggestions on how to tackle that. So please do make sure you stay tuned for future uploads on both the E85 Z4 and my Mercedes C63. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.